Where Are We? A Field Trip to Paradise by Dr. Qooz. Two questions come about. One, Gerri's classmates are curious that he just showed up from a faraway place called Fargone, and there was no way for him to get there. The second question was, is there a place where turtles fly? Dr. Qooz attempts to answer these two questions in Where Are We? A Field Trip to Paradise. How did you get to our jungle? Gerri Giraffe's classmates asked. There are no roads, airports, boats, or trains here. Gerri led the class to the edge of the jungle. Toad pointed and asked, is the answer in there? In the midst of an overgrown clearing, hiding under vines, moss, ferns, and flowers, the class could hear a snoring and wheezing sound. Gerri said, that is how we got here, on Believable, the imagination bus. He is out of fuel right now, but if we climb aboard, Believable can answer your question.
Believe-a-who? Is he really believable?
Fat Harriet Hippo asked. Yes, Gerri said. That is how he got his name, Believable. Well, hello there, Believable, the bus mumbled. Toad was first to whisper, a talking bus? I can't see that. Immediately, Believable handed the nearsighted turtle a pair of Believer glasses. Is this magic? Toad cried. No, I'm very much real, Believable answered. Then he called out, all aboard? Where would you like to go today? The class shouted, Disneyland, Six Flags, SeaWorld. Then one lone voice meowed,
anywhere but this NoWay Jungle.
On our journey to Fargone, your imagination will provide unlimited stops and multiple destinations through many time zones, Gerri informed the class. But remember, Believable is low on fuel. For us to go anywhere, we must first imagine where we want to go, believe that Believable can get us there, and believe big and it can happen. Gerri continued, our imagination and belief create the fuel of expectation. Now that we know Believable's fuel tank is full of our imagination, anything can be possible. So let's go. Fasten your seat belts. I've turned on my blinker, Believable announced. Now refueled with the class's imagination and strong belief, he was fresh and clean again. He reared up on his hind wheels, pawed the air with his front tires, and then a whirlwind of dust funneled behind him as he yelled, and away we go! They roared into the sky. Believable pointed to the jungle below and announced in his tour guide voice, I heard someone say to go anywhere but the jungle, but today we are going to go to paradise.
Good. I'm tired of this jungle. I have 4 mosquito bites, tree sap in my fur, mud on my tail. I think I lost 3 whiskers going through the vines. I want to be gone.
Done. Gondwanaland it is, smiled Believable. Gondwanaland? What is that? I don't get your drift, Toad whispered. Exactly. Now you're thinking, Believable said. Gondwanaland is a real place in a special time of drift. Are we there yet? How much further before we get there? What will paradise look like? Members of the class called out all at once. The bus vibrated and shuddered as it slowly descended through the clouds. A panoramic land appeared below with beautiful beaches, mountains, palm trees, waterfalls, flowers, and fern trees. This was paradise for sure. The bus gently settled onto the sandy white beach.
Wow, this is beautiful,
Edie the elephant exclaimed. The class members excitedly called out, that looks like a huge bird track. Look, there's a dinosaur swimming in the lagoon. The class shouted. Where are we? Believable announced. You are about 10 feet away from where we started, and 151 million years before we left NoWay Jungle. We went back in history of time for NoWay Jungle. The classmates excitedly yelled, that looks like a dinosaur, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, looking through the bushes. Look at that thing, it's a dragonflyosaurus, Gerri exclaimed. It's bigger than Twyla. That's a Meganura, the largest insect that ever lived on the planet, Believable corrected.
Oh, look! That is a flying dinosaur, my relative.
Actually, that's a pterosaur, and the flying reptile is a distant cousin to Toad Turtle, explained Believable. A flying turtle, softly whispered Toad Turtle. I can't see that. Adjust your Believer glasses, Toad, suggested Believable. The creature is flying right in front of your eyes. The class was amazed. They had never seen prehistoric plants and animals before. Small branches and a shower of leaves rained down from high above onto the startled class. The class saw the silhouette of a brachiosaurus having lunch directly overhead. Even though the leaf rain was not wet, everyone dashed for the safety of the bus.
I'm getting scared.
Zora Zebra brayed.
I want to go home.
Does anyone have an iPhone to call home? Believable asked. No, our parents say we're too young to have phones, the class lamented. No worries, be happy. You can use my B phone, my Believable phone, Bill suggested. Call your parents and tell them we'll be home in less than 10 minutes. Fasten your seat belts, I'm turning on my blinkers. And away we go, shouted Believable. On our way home, we're going to have a little contest, Believable announced. We're going to test to see if you have enough fuel to get us home. The class was afraid that they would not have enough fuel to get Believable the bus home until they remembered his fuel was their imagination. Then they cried out, "How can we help?" Believable continued his instructions for the contest. Look out the windows of the bus and identify all the things you can see that were made by the creative imagination of children that grew up and built the things you find. "Oh, look, there are the Great Pyramids," Gerri exclaimed. Gerri was the first to identify something. After all, he was from Fargone, and he knew the game very well.
I see the Great Wall of China.
Fat Harriet screamed with glee.
Look at the space shuttle going by.
Edie Elephant trumpeted. Chrissy Kitty was giddy as she purred.
The Eiffel Tower.
Suddenly the bus was buffeted by sonic booms, vibrations, and pressure puffs as Believable went through the zones of time. Toad the turtle was in the air more than in his seat as he beamed. "I'm a flying turtle, don't you see?" "Fasten your seatbelt, Toad," Believable reminded and added, "You haven't met the requirements to fly solo yet."
There's the Golden Gate Bridge.
Twyla Toucan shrilled. Zora Zebra came alive and brayed.
I see the Taj Mahal.
Toad was the last to see because he was so short that he had to look up and out the window. "Looky, looky, I see a satellite that gives us the internet," Toad shouted as loud as he could whisper. "Everyone gets 100 on the test," Believable proclaimed. "Everything you saw was built by brilliant people who grew up from youngsters who had boundless imagination. Always believe that your creativity will carry our civilization into the future. Children, be encouraged to always believe big, dream big, imagine big. Dare to be great, and all of tomorrow's possibilities can happen. Your imagination is our national treasure, and that imagination is building our future." There was a great baseball player named Babe Ruth who believed in the importance of believing big and dreaming as big as he could. He said, "I swing big with everything I've got. I hit big or I miss big. I like to live as big as I can." In our story today, the bus was not magic. Your mind was the bus, and the bus fuel was your imagination. That is why you had to get on the bus. With a little encouragement from Believable, your imagination can take you anywhere, at any time, and home again.